Okay, hello everyone. My name is Phoebe and I'll be your IELTS coach again for tonight. It's already 19 minutes to 11. It's quite late, honestly, and I should be going to bed. So let's make this video really quick. This video is going to be about part one of the speaking test, and I'm going to show you just random questions right here on my other screen. So, yep, you'll see here the complete list of topics. Part one is just all about personal interviews. It's very simple. It's not yet marked. So all you really have to do in part one is to make a very good impression to the examiner that, hey, examiner, I can confidently talk to you in English. I can answer very simple questions. Watch me. Okay, again, the simplicity and the confidence is the key to your answers. All right, there are actually staple questions. It's not here, but yes, I'm going to write it down. Two of the staple questions in IELTS are, what is your complete name? So what is your complete name? Now, I don't want you to say, my name is. Rather say, my name's. We call it contractions when you put two words together. So that's my name's Phoebe Jane Chua. Period. Again, what is your complete name? What's your complete name? My name's Phoebe Jane Chua. The next question that can be asked to you, or that is asked to you, is, how do you want me to call you? How do you want me to call you? Right? Please do not make it really complicated like my friends, my colleagues, and my family call me Phoebe. No. Or maybe you want to make a formal answer like, my name is Miss Phoebe. No, you can't do that because Miss, Mr., Mrs. It should be followed with or followed by your last name, Miss Chua, Mrs. Chua, Mr. Chua, not the first name. It's grammatically wrong, guys. But still, whether you have it grammatically wrong or grammatically correct, please do not use that answer. It sounds too formal. Okay, so what do? You have to go with just call me Phoebe. Make a friendlier atmosphere during the first parts of the test. Okay, now next to that, normally they'll ask you questions about work, the area that you live in, your hometown and accommodation. So I'll be making answers or sample answers to the best I can for these topics. Okay, so what do you do? What work do you do? Or are you working or are you a student? What do you do for a living? I have been working as a clinical nurse in one of the public hospitals in my hometown. It's been around 3 or 4 years already, and so far, even if it's utterly exhausting, it's satisfying and rewarding. Period. How many sentences did I make? I don't know. But yes, we need to make at least two, not at least, we need to make an average of 2 to 3 sentences for part one. Don't make it too long because too much talking equals too much mistakes, right? Again, simplicity and confidence. Do you like your job? Yes, I love my job. At times, I actually complain because it becomes too demanding physically and mentally, but I love the people that I work with and I love the idea and the emotions that it brings me when I'm able to help my patients. Period. Right? Let's leave other questions. How about the area that you live in? Do you like the area that you live in? Yes, I absolutely love the area that I live in. I live in the suburban area of Cebu. It's not super duper crowded. It's doesn't have heavy traffic here and there like this city center, but it has still green areas, fresh air, and hospitable people. Period. All right. So how many sentences did I make? 2 to 3 sentences. By the way, did I use some connectors, or we call it the cohesive markers? Yes, I did. Replay and listen again. Okay. Let's talk about your hometown. What's that? What's the name of your hometown again? So say, what's the name of your hometown? My hometown is Liloan, Southern Leyte. Period. Do not say my hometown is Liloan, Southern Leyte. It's the southern part of blah blah blah. Like you're giving the geographical location of your hometown. Please don't do that. It's too much. What's your hometown? My hometown's Liloan, Southern Leyte. Normally they'll ask you, can you tell me a little bit about it? Right? So my hometown is located in a small island with only 4 towns in it. It's connected by a bridge to the main island of my province. And I love it because of its pristine, amazing virgin beaches, which are frequently visited by both local and foreign tourists. Did I make it long? No, I did not. Did I make it short? Not too much. Again, 2 to 3 sentences. Okay, let's move on to these questions on what kind of housing or accommodation do you live in? Is it a house or a flat? By the way, guys, a flat is the British English for apartment. So say in my case, I'd have to go with I live in a rented house. It's been 3 years since I actually moved here with my fiance. And what else do you say? Period. Or maybe you'd go with I live in a 2-story house with my mom and my dad and my 2 other siblings here in the city. If you live in an apartment, you can probably say I live in a skyscraper apartment building with around 40 floors, and my apartment unit is on the 23rd floor. It has only 1 bedroom, 1 toilet and bath, quite small but cozy living room and a dining area. Period. Right? So you see, it's really quick, it's really simple. Now, the questions in part 1 can really be very random. You see the topics here on the other side: writing, weather, technology, social media. Let's go to writing first. Let's say, do you write a lot? As a nurse, I do write a lot. In fact, I write until my hand hurts because say if we have like 50 patients during the shift, I have to make nurses notes for those 50 patients. Or say, for example, no, I actually do not write a lot by hand anymore because I have my smartphones with me at all times and I use it to communicate or take down notes. You see, many different types of questions actually. Weather. Let's say, are you in the habit of checking the weather forecast? When and how often? Right? Are you often? This is the question. So don't ever forget to say yes or no or give a direct answer to the question before you even explain it. Okay, guys? So if the question is a yes or no, go with a yes or no. Are you in the habit of checking? Yes, absolutely. I'm so much in the habit of checking the weather forecast before I go out of the house because I normally use the public commute, the jeepney in the Philippines as it is called, or the tricycle in the rural area of the Philippines. So I don't want to get wet if it has a possibility of rain. So I often check the weather forecast. That's it, right? How often? Whenever I go out. I said it. Now let's proceed to very random questions. There you go. Birthday. What do you usually do on your birthday? When I was actually a little girl, I used to ask my mom to bake me a cake. Actually, not a cake. Bake me cake because cake is uncountable, guys. You don't say a cake. Maybe you can say a piece of cake You don't just bake a piece of cake, right? What do you usually do on your birthday? When I was a little girl, I used to request to my mom to bake me cake, birthday cake, honestly, with chocolate frosting on top. It's my most favorite. But these days, as I get older, I really hate celebrating my birthday because it reminds me of how old I am. Period. Humor? Check. Confidence? Check. Grammar? Yes. Let's have questions on old buildings. Have you ever seen some old buildings in the city? Here you could actually show off a little bit of your grammatical responses. Do not say, yes, I seen. No, have seen, right? Yes, I've seen some old buildings in the city. In Cebu City, for example, there are a number of ancient buildings that has been turned into a museum to show off local and foreign tourists how Cebuanos used to live in the old days. But there are fewer old buildings in the city compared to the modern architectural buildings or structures seen in cosmopolitan areas. See, I've been using a lot of vocabularies. Replay, replay, so you could check it out, okay? Let's proceed to talking about computers. In what conditions would you use a computer? I seldom use a computer, honestly speaking, because I do not have so much free time to do it. But when I have to do or send very formal emails, I don't want to type it on my phone. Rather, I want to type it on a bigger screen, which is my computer. Or maybe say on my free time or on my spare time, I just sit on a chair and turn on my computer, then start playing some e-games or computer games like Dota. I don't know if some people still play Dota, my age. Let's have advertisements. Are you interested in watching TV advertisements or internet advertisements? I am not fond of watching both TV advertisements or internet advertisements. I do feel that advertisements are interruptions of my entertainment. So, say TV programs, for instance, when I'm watching my favorite TV shows and then suddenly it's on the climax of the story and then they stop it and show you some not unrelated advertisements, and it really pisses me off, period. All right. So again, guys, your part one can be very random in topics, but the key here is to keep it simple, at least 2 to 3 sentences, and then be confident. That's the key. Yeah, I think that's it. Simplicity and confidence. Yes, I keep repeating it actually. But yes, that's it for today, and see you on my next video. Nabubulol na po ako. So yes, that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Good night.